Many learners tell me that they don't get enough English speaking practice. The biggest reason for this is not being able to find someone who wants to have conversations with them. If you don't have anyone to speak with, you can't practice. That is why I created this lesson, where I am going to give you 5 ways to find English speakers so that you can get the practice you need. There are 2 main reasons why it's important to get more speaking practice. It's going to help you improve your speaking. It makes the language real. Think about a soccer player. If he never plays a game, he will never improve. He needs to play in order to get match experience and learn what works in a real situation. Additionally, if the player never actually played a game, what's the point of training? It's the same with learning English. If you never have a real conversation, you won't learn what it's like having a conversation, and you won't feel a strong connection to the language. Now that we know that it's important to practice, here are some ways in which you can find someone to talk to. Note: natural practice isn't the only way in which you can improve your speaking. One of the #1 comments I receive on my YouTube and Facebook videos is this: I want to improve my speaking, but I have no one to practice with. There are 3 options here: pay for lessons, join a language exchange site such as this one, make friends with English speakers, see here. But there is another way that you can improve your speaking. The method is simple but highly effective, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. I call this the LRRC method. To fluency method, LRRC. Improve your English in as little as 15 minutes per day from home. It works like this. You listen to an English phrase, you repeat the phrase, you record yourself saying the phrase. You compare the 2 versions and make changes. You repeat the phrase until you are comfortable with it. Simple, right? This is similar to shadowing. However, you pause the audio to repeat each phrase so that you can record your own version and compare it with the original. This helps improve accuracy in addition to fluency. I shared this method with my community the other day, and here is what someone said about it. When you record your own voice, you can give yourself feedback. You'll notice your own mistakes. Then, you can make changes. When shadowing, you can't do this. You're repeating your mistakes over again. That's why the LRRC method is more powerful. We'll talk about repetition in a moment. But first, here are the benefits of this method. Benefits of this method improve your pronunciation and fluency. You listen to the English sounds, intonation, rhythm, relaxed pronunciation, etc., and copy what you hear. By recording yourself and comparing the 2, you are able to listen to your own mistakes and make changes. Then, once you are happy with your pronunciation of a particular phrase, repeat it to build fluency. The next time you say this phrase in a conversation, it will just happen naturally. Learn grammar in a natural way. The #1 way to know grammar and be able to use it naturally when speaking is the repetition of sentences. If you commit to this method, then you'll be able to use the phrases you repeat in a flexible way. Learning the rules won't help you use grammar when speaking. You need to reach the stage where grammar feels right. Repetition will get you to this stage. Learn new words and know how to use them. Learning new words and sentences shows you how to use them in the right way and at the right time. Learning single words is one of the biggest mistakes I see learners make. The LRRC method means that you'll have a true understand of what new words and phrases mean. Listen to the phrase 2-3 times. Repeat it. Record your own voice. Play it back and compare it to the original. Do this now. Have you done it yet? Okay, good, if you've done it. Don't feel bad if you don't sound like the original version. This is good. It means that you've found a way to improve. Make the changes you need to make to sound more like the original. Record your voice again and make more changes. Keep doing this until you're happy with your version. What you're learning. When doing this, you're also learning. The phrasal verb, end up that we use the gerund, verb plus ing, after this phrase verb that we use to meet after traveling and everything else in this sentence. Imagine repeating hundreds or even thousands of phrases like this. If you do that, then you're going to make fast progress with your English. You're going to learn grammar in a real way. Your speaking will improve dramatically, as will your pronunciation, and you're going to learn new words and phrases. The next step is to get long-term repetition. Repetition is the key to internalizing phrases and being able to use them without thinking about grammar rules. But we don't want to repeat sentences more than we have to. We want to be efficient. That's why I recommend Anki. With Anki, you can input sentences and let the software take care of the rest. It will show you the sentences you need to see using the forgetting curve. Forgetting curve. This shows that if you repeat something over the long term, you will remember it. With sentences, this means that you'll be able to produce the sentence effortlessly without thinking about it. And if you do this with enough sentences in a flexible way, you're going to repeat the sentences 2-3 times on day 1, then again on day 2, day 4, day 8, etc. All you need is 15 minutes per day to internalize thousands of sentences over the next 6 to 12 months. At this stage, you might be thinking that this takes a lot of work. Well, I've made all this incredibly easy for you. Want audio, flashcards, the full method, a pronunciation course, and feedback? If so, join the 2 Fluency program. This unique course gives you everything you need to follow the 2 Fluency method. This includes phrases based on real English, with audio flashcards so you can get smart repetition, a pronunciation tutorial so you can speak more fluently and with more accuracy worksheets so that you learn new grammar and new vocabulary, speaking feedback so that you can improve your accuracy. This is the program you need if you are looking to speak with more confidence and without having to translate or think about grammar rules. Join our channel and get best correctes every day with new class and get instant access to everything. More specifically, you want to know how to learn English, how you can make fast progress to English fluency. Most learners are frustrated. They don't feel like they are achieving their English fluency goals. This is not a nice feeling. Therefore, I want to show you the best way to learn English. And I want to make it specific to you because everyone is different. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. We all need to learn English for our own reasons. Keep on reading and find out how to learn English so that you can speak with confidence. Knowing why you want to learn English is important for 2 reasons. It helps you focus on what you need to do specifically. It gives you the motivation to stay consistent. Meet Pablo and Sara. They are both from Spain. They both want to learn English. Sarah works in the stock market. She has a job offer from a big company in New York. If she takes the job, she will have to speak solely in English. Pablo works for his family restaurant in a tourist area. Soon, he will be working as a waiter, taking orders from English speakers and serving food. He isn't interested in using his English in other ways. Both have strong motivation to learn English, but both need English for very different reasons. Sarah needs to learn business English, and she also needs conversational English so that she can make friends in New York. Pablo needs to learn very specific English for his restaurant. My first question for you is, why are you learning English? Is it for a specific purpose? Is it because you love the language? How would it change your life if you reached your goals? Taking the time to think about this will help you stay motivated, and it ensures that you focus on the right things. Set a goal. Without goals and plans to reach them, you are like a ship that has set sail with no destination. Setting your English learning goal is important. Here is why. A goal gives you clarity on what you want to achieve and when. If you include a deadline, you'll make your goal a priority. It keeps you motivated. It helps you make the right decisions on a daily basis. To keep this simple, let's say that your goal is to reach a C1, C2 level of English. This is where you can speak freely and understand almost everything you hear. Here is something that is important to understand. How quickly you reach English fluency depends on the methods you use and how much time you spend using these methods. Both are important. If you spend 40 hours a week studying verb tables, you won't make fast progress. If you spend 1 hour a week using the best methods, you won't make fast progress. With that in mind, let's start with the best tips for learning English and which methods you should use. As you have just learned, the methods that you use to learn English are important. What's also important to know is this. You need to be an independent English learner. You need to take responsibility for your learning. You need to do things that work. And one last thing before I talk about the methods. Know that there are 4 skills. These are reading, listening, writing. Speaking again, know why you need to learn English and what you're going to use it for. This will help you become more effective with your time. See you in next video, and I hope you will got the point and enjoy it. If you see a word for the first time, how can you work out its pronunciation? Here is a simple 5-step method. Imagine you're in a speaking exam. You have a text to read, and it's all about pharmaceuticals. You already know that this means drugs used in medicine, but you aren't sure how to pronounce this word. You will need to talk about it soon with the examiner. What do? Or imagine that you work as a hotel receptionist. A guest arrives and gives you his passport. You open it and see his name, Marek Lewandowski. You need to say, "Good morning, Mr. Mo," but you're not sure how to pronounce his name. What do? In situations like these, you probably can't avoid saying those unfamiliar words. You may not be able to check them online either. So you need to have some way to work out the pronunciation. Here is a simple 5-step method. It can't guarantee that you will get the pronunciation fully accurate every time, but it will help you to get very close. Step 1. Find the vowels. Start by looking for vowels in the new words. Vowels are represented by the letters A, E, I, O, U, and Y. Pharmaceuticals, Marek Lewandowski. Step 2. Divide the word into syllables. A syllable is a group of letters making a sound together. For example, the word universe has 3 syllables, universe. Every syllable contains 1 vowel sound. So divide the word into syllables, with 1 vowel in each. As well as vowels, each syllable can have 1 or more consonants before and/or after the vowel. We can divide the hotel guest's name like this. Marek, 2 syllables. Lewandowski, 4 syllables. If you're not sure how to divide the word, for example, whether it should be Marek or Marek, just make your best guess. Sometimes 2 vowels combine to make a sound together, such as AI in rain and IE in believe. Don't divide these. So in the speaking exam, we can say pharmaceuticals, 5 syllables. The 2 vowels in U make 1 sound together. If you're not sure whether 2 vowels should be separated or divided, look to other words that you know for clues. If you know that the vowels U in Europe make 1 sound together, you can suppose the same thing in the 3rd syllable of pharmaceuticals. Also, be aware that many English words such as universe and believe have a silent E at the end. Since this E is silent, don't count it as a syllable. Step 3. Pronounce each syllable. Say the syllables one by one, pharmaceuticals. Even if you don't know how to say the whole word, you probably have some general knowledge of pronunciation that you can use. In the word pharmaceuticals, you may already know that PHH in English has a F sound and that the letter C can have a SS sound, often before the letter II or E, or a K sound. Also, if you know the word pharmacy, you already know how to say the first half of pharmaceuticals. Step 4. Work out where to put the stress. For words with more than one syllable, think about which syllable to stress. It's useful to consider any similar words that you know. If you already know how to say practical, historical, economical, or optical, the stress is marked in bold. You may realize that for words ending in ical, the stress normally falls on the syllable before ical, i.e., the third to last syllable in the word. This helps us to work out the stress position in pharmaceuticals too. Pharmaceuticals, stress on the third to last syllable. If you don't know any similar words, take your best guess based on what sounds good. Marek Lewandowski, Step 5. Say the whole word smoothly with stress. Pharmaceuticals, Marek Lewandowski. If you've followed all 5 steps, you have made a pretty good attempt at pronouncing these new words. Spelling doesn't represent pronunciation perfectly, so we still can't know the pronunciation for sure. However, these 5 steps will help you to make a very good guess.
Take care. See you next video.